All right. Well, hello, everybody. We've got a question for you today. So thanks, Karen, Shahab, Eric, Emily, for joining today. This week's all about badass women in history. And so our first badass woman is Bertha Ringer. She was a woman who married a very young engineer, an ambitious guy. But it's actually something that she did that was a really impressive feat that made her famous. And I'm wondering if you guys know what that feat was.
She ding 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 ding.
Yes, Shahab?
She she satisfied her mother by marrying an engineer, which was like back then was akin to being a doctor. Like it was so close to, it was the next thing below that. But because women couldn't have jobs back then, the best thing they could possibly do was marry into someone who had a job, and then she was doing his job at night while he wasn't working. So and then he claimed a lot of her inventions.
He was like a Keebler
You're talking
elf.
about Albert Einstein. Yeah, no, that could be too.
Yeah, she married a famous cookie engineer, Papa Elf, at the Keebler factory. No, she did marry the engineer. She did not make her mom happy, though. Her parents were very angry when she married this engineer, which is funny because these days that guy's a household name.
I think I know.
Yeah.
Was his last name Benz?
His last name was Benz. And not Benz like Benz at the waist. Benz like
the Z.
Benz on a car, yeah.
Kind of like Skittles with a Z.
Exactly.
Okay, so she married Carl Benz, or I think that's his first name, and she believed in him so much that she drove his car, before cars were a thing, a long way. I don't know how many ways, but a long way through a whole bunch of towns and roads that were made for like horses and buggies, and she drove the first car and advertised it that way.
That is exactly right. So 1886, Carl Benz patents the automobile. 2 years, nobody's really buying a car. And turns out Carl sucks at marketing. He didn't know how to get it out there. So Bertha, his wife, didn't even tell him that she was going to do it. She just grabbed her two sons and said, hey, we're driving to Pforzheim today. So she drove from Mannheim to Pforzheim, 180 kilometers in a vehicle that was the only one of its kind on the road. And she got there. They would have to periodically stop, fix tires, do different small repairs. They had to stop at pharmacies to get just whatever would burn so that they could get fuel for the car, because obviously there weren't gas stations yet. And as she did so, a lot of people saw it. Everybody started driving a car, thought that was super cool. They'd never seen anything like it. And the rest was history. Mercedes-Benz took off. It became one of the biggest automobile manufacturers in the world, and Carl Benz invented the way we all get around today.
Oh, a side note to that I read was that car is actually still in the repair shop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's German, so it's going to be really expensive.
Yeah, it's true.
Up there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It was weird. Even back then, you could only bring it to a Mercedes-Benz dealer to get it fixed.
Right.
Oh yeah. The specialty tools. It's
a mess.
So I can take my car to the cobbler right now. So talk to you guys later.
Sorry, did you say you're taking your car to the Keebler?
Oh, that's even better.
That part was a joke. Yeah, don't trust Keebler elves to fix your cars. Yeah. They don't do a good job.
Really?
They have tiny little hands, but
it was highly recommended, though.
It's going to come back with fudge stripes all over it.
Well, that's the show for today. Thank you so much for joining, and thanks to everybody from the Improv Playhouse for joining. You guys have been super helpful this whole time. Love putting out videos with all of you. So if you are interested in learning more about the Improv Playhouse, you can go to improvplayhouse.com. There are shows on the weekends, Saturdays, 7:30 and 9 o'clock. You can see everybody else in these videos. If you go back in time a couple of years, you can also see me in some of those shows. But presently, it would be really tough to do so. I believe there's possibly some more shows coming, so go out, patronize. You'll see more shows if you prove that there is an audience to do the shows for. And if you want to find us, you can find our information right here. Check us out online, hit us up, let us know. If you have any badass women that you would really like us to talk about, feel free to comment below. We love to hear your suggestions, or you can just share facts if you want to. And of course, if there's another topic that you want to see us do, please let us know in the comments, and we are more than happy to tackle that next week. So thanks, and we'll see you next week.